Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another Facebook Live. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Kelley Farley. I am an independent Stampin' demonstrator in Auckland, New Zealand. I have just started in lockdown last year making cards on doing videos in Facebook Live. So this is our card tonight. It's called a pull tab flat card, so it's kind of like a little pop out, and then you can open it and write inside. Hi Lisa, let's see if I've got my thingy bob up, get that up. Hi Lisa, hi Andrea, hi Alison. So I've used the I've got repeated delay of my voice, which is not ideal. So yeah, it's a pull card, so it has like a little hidden message on the front there, and it's just taking a little bit of time to settle down, and then you open it up and you've got a space to put your message inside. You obviously could put more than just a stamp in the corner. You could put a greeting in there as well. And I've used the I can't remember the name of this one. This is the tulip paper. It's called Flowering Fields. So these are the designs. So I've used that one, which has got this on the back, and then this is the one I'm going to use on my sample tonight. Hey Tracy. Yes, I did find it, Lisa. It's on there. I've put your name on the wheel. Hi Sue. So that's one more. And it's got just kind of like almost like a concrete texture on the back there. Then some lovely red tulips and some sky, more tulips and green, and then we've got that and some lovely clouds, and that one. So that's the set, the 12 designs in that. And this was I have one paper share left if anyone's interested in getting the card, some paper from the January to June catalogue. It's a 6x6 sample. You get one of each. So we're going to make this today. When I made it, I actually made my outside piece of designer series paper a little bit, a bit bigger, because I wanted a thinner edge around the side. But I think when I do it with you tonight, I might trim it down a little bit. It just made it a bit harder to do the little pull bit, because it didn't have as much poking out. So up to you how you do that. God. Yes, you have got that paper. I know, I feel like this is going to be the equivalent to your poppy paper, Alison. The tulips. It's not quite as spectacular as the poppies. That had some gorgeous designs in it, but this has got some really lovely, really pretty designs, and not much needed to it than just the paper, really. All right, so what we're going to use tonight is a piece of a standard card base. I've cut it as a landscape, A5 landscape. You could do the long, thin one if you want to have it as a standing up easel. Yeah, that's an easel cut card. You've got two pieces of Whisper White, both at the same size, and they are just your standard mat. So this is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. So if you wanted a wider border, I would come down to 5.5 and 3 3/3, which is what I've cut my designer series paper at. So you get that really little border around the edge, but I'm actually going to trim that down a little bit more. The Bobby's the death. Well, it's good if you find a paper that you like, then you can use it all. That's great. Yeah, so I've decided I'm going to trim that down a little bit, because the sliding mechanism goes behind the paper, between the paper and the card, so it'll just give a bit more of a gap. You could also trim down the white if you wanted a bit more of a border around the edge there too. Okay, so you've got one of those for the inside. That doesn't need to be trimmed down unless you want a thicker purple Highland Heather border. And then you've got a piece that is 2 inches wide by 6 inches long. If you wanted to keep your designer series paper and your matting the same size as what it is now, so that when you pop it on there, you pop it there like that, pretend that's folded in half. Make this, I would add another inch to that if you wanted to leave it this long, this wide, just to give you a little bit of wiggle room. And then you've got a piece of Highland Heather, which is 2.5 by 2.5 square. A piece of white is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 square, and this one here is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So this one here is actually going to sit on one of the flaps here. So that's why it's quite a bit smaller. Okay, so let's start with moving everything off my paper trimmer. I'm just going to fold our card in half. Now, if you've watched me often, you know that I like to use the edge of my paper trimmer to get a nice straight meeting point, and then run my bone folder across there to get a nice flat edge. See you tonight. Thank you to everyone who put in an entry from Sunday. We've got 8, which is the most that we've had in a while, which is awesome. Very excited when I keep getting notifications to say, there's a new comment. And they're all amazing, and they're all so different. Different colour ranges and stuff. It's just great. Okay, so let's trim this down a little bit, just slightly. Oh. Sorry, that was a text message coming through. Let me, I will get that after. So I'm going to cut this down to 3 3/4 by 5.5. Not bad for a bingo marker, Lisa. Hi, Sandra, how are you doing? And then so this one, that's the measurement of this one. So we're going to go, so what did we say? 5.5. So I'm going to go down to 5 3/8. And I think that's 3 5/8, just after the half. So move that out of the way. So then we've got this up the right way. So we've still got our nice little border on the front there. And then when we pop this on, we've got a bit more of the Highland Heather showing through there. So that looks quite nice. This is what the other one, I didn't put it on very straight, but that's what the other one looks like. You've got quite a thin piece around there. And this one will give you a bit more of the Highland Heather on the outside. Get rid of my rubbish. Oh, my bin's full. Alright, so I'm just going to pop this on the front. Remember not to go too close to the edge, but you want it to stick. Ooh, banging and crashing happening out there. That's cooking tonight. Let's use my, let's just smooth it out, and then I don't scratch it with my nails or my ring or get ink or anything on it. Okay, so that's our card base, our paper. Now you've got a couple of options. This punch works perfectly, but I'm aware that it's also retired. So you just need to cut a slit out of your designer series paper. So what I thought is that I've used it with this. You can't actually tell. You just actually have it slides in the back here, and you can't actually see. So you just need actually an opening as wide as this piece here. So it's about 2 inches. So what I thought I would do is I would show you how to do this and it's really up to you where it goes. So let me just pop this under here. Alright, that's too big. I just need to see the numbers. So if I pop it under here, just to see the numbers and get my glasses. Let's just see what I'm doing. So I don't want that too far in because I don't want to cut it. So this piece of cardstock, or this piece of designer series paper, was 1 3/4. So I'm kind of going to aim for about the 2-inch mark. So if I pop this in and come down about 2.5, I'm just going to pop a pencil mark. Now I keep moving my stuff. I'm going to pop a pencil mark in there, so it gives me an idea of whereabouts I want to go. And then if I pull this in for 2, so you want about, I don't know, 1/4 inch. So if I go back up to 2 3/4, so you kind of want that in that slot there. You want to cut, and however, so if we put that at 2 3/4 and I come in about 2. No, I come in about 1.5 from the bottom. So you've got your long piece going this way. Hey Chantal, how's it going? And we're going to go, we need to go 2 inches, so we're going to go slightly more than 2. So I've got it at 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 is 2 inches, so I'm going to go to 2 3/4. And I want to do it really slowly. And then we're going to pull that down. Oh, I've got my measurements wrong. Never mind. We'll rub it out. And then we're going to pop this in here. And we're going to go back to 1.5. Like so. And then you'll have this little slit here. And it looks like I didn't go far enough. I stopped at the wrong place. This is what not to do. So 3/4. Pop that down. And then you can just meet it up. Alright, and then what is the best way to do it is just get your snips. I'll do it this side because it's easier for you to see. And you're just going to snip across there and snip across there. Alright, you don't need it very wide there at all. See this one here? Oh gosh, I can't get it off the table. This is what the punch shape looks like, and that's about what we've cut. So it doesn't have to be exactly that. You just need somewhere for this to move. Alright, like that. So I'm just going to rub out that little bit of pencil that I've got there. Although, actually, you're not going to see it, so I'm not going to get stressed about it. Pop that out the way, and then just pop your paper out the way. You're going to get your piece of cardstock, your 2x6, and you're going to pop it into your trimmer at 2, and you're going to score it at 2, and then you're going to score, I like to give it a good burnish 2.5. I thought I'd lost my scoring blade this afternoon. I just about had a heart attack because you can't buy them. It's like, I don't want to buy a whole new trimmer just for the scoring blade. So how's everyone's day been? All good, I hope. Well, so we want that to move a bit, so we're going to be doing that. Now on my one, I have used the tag topper punch. You don't have to use that. You can use whatever punch you've got. But so because the tag one that I've got is retired, I thought I would use. Let's use that one. Now you could cut off if you've got dies. You could do that if you've got a punch or something. Now to get the end, I'm going to use my scallop circle punch, and you're actually going to go in from the inside. So you're going to pop that in, line it up, and you don't want to take too much off it. So you want it to just be in there, and that's going to give me a nice little fancy edge there. Get rid of that. So I can move those out of the way. Oh, it's so good having my punches on the desk now. And my little stand. Take those off. Okay, so we've got this, and then you can just do a hole punch if you have, or you can cut a little slit and put your ribbon in, but I will show you that. So that piece there, then we're going to do some stamping. You don't need to stamp, you could use some more designer series paper if you wanted to. So I've just used the Sentimental Swirls and used the flower design in there, and then a couple of swirls on the inside. And I've gone for, on that card, I went for Highland Heather. And so if you use the punch, how far would you put it in? Do you mean to cut the end off, Sue? Oh, that disappeared off my screen. It would only just be so that you get the edges into your punch. So when this was how much was cut off. Not very much at all. So it's only just enough to, on the DSP. Here, you mean? Is that what you mean? Or when I trimmed it down? Oh, just realised you've got a fuzzy end on the screen. So I trimmed it down about 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch, and this was about 2 1/4 by about 1/4 inch to get the gap. But when I cut it down to make it smaller on my card, I cut both pieces about 1/4 inch. I hope that makes sense. I can do an updated photo and put it with that of the instructions if you like. Right, so I'm just going to do some stamping on here, and I'm going to use Evening Evergreen and Highland Heather because those are the two colours that I've picked out of here, and also matches my card base. I had a piece of scrap paper. There it is. Just so in case I stamp off my edge. So we're just going to stamp on the purple ones. I'm going to start with, let's do a green flower, something different. And now I want, it's a 2-step stamp. Actually, I should stamp this first because I did that the wrong way last time and got it a bit squished. So I'm using that full strength. I'm going to pop that in the centre there, centre left, and then I'm going to use the green, and this is quite a dark green, so I want to stamp off a bit. And maybe I'll just put another one. I'll just do 2. That one was a little bit dark, but that's okay. And then I'm going to pop that there, and I'm going to just use this one full strength. Now this one, I learned the hard way. They aren't all the same. Petals aren't all the same. So I managed to line one up. So you just need to line up one of the petals with one of the shapes, and I think it's that way actually. And then we're just going to stamp over the top and get a nice little outline. Like so. And we'll clean those. Get all the excess ink off that. And then, didn't clean that, that was naughty. Then on the inside one, I'm just going to do a couple of the swirls, and I'm going to use the Highland Heather. I didn't stamp off the other one, so I'll do that. Like so. And then there is a little one that says, for you. And let me just do that in green. Like that. And that's what our stamping. No, it's not. I want to stamp on the inside, so all my stamps are out. I might as well do that. Ow. my nail back, that's not pleasant. Just down the bottom, and then line that up again. I think it goes that way. Like that. That's close enough. And we'll just let that dry. Okay, so this larger one is going to go onto our purple piece here. Now I used my it's a bit messy there. I used my press, but I didn't let the glue take hold, and then I pressed it and slid it off, and that was not clever. Luckily, glue, you've got some wiggle room, so it's not a disaster. That could have been a disaster. Watch what you're doing, Carl. Make life a whole lot easier if you watch what you're doing. Okay, so now we're going to do our little flap piece. This piece here you need to put so that you've got the long piece at the bottom, which is where your little tag's going to go. I don't have a little handheld punch, so let me just get my normal hole punch and punch that before I put it together. I'm hoping that you guys being able to see it with just normal items will make it a bit easier for you when you're trying to make it yourself. So just kind of center that. So just like that. And then this piece here is going to, I prefer to have it open. So when you've got it open, you've got your short piece and then your two score lines and then the longer piece. The longer piece is going to go underneath. So we're just going to pop this on this bit here. I am not having a day. It's been a bit of an interesting day. Piper's been a little bit under the weather, nothing major, but decided that she should go for a test this morning. So Matt took her for a test, and then I got a phone call to say, how do you feel about isolating? So we're isolating. Fun times. Yes, but never mind. Alright, so now we're going to put some tape in this little bit here. So I'm a little bit out of sorts, so sorry about that, ladies. I'm just trying to get my head around what this means. And actually, it wasn't her. It was him. He's going for the trifecta now. So now he's got COVID. He's had swine flu. So now he's just wondering what the next one will be. Alright, so I've just put some tear and tape there, and we're just going to use that second fold line. So if you go here, you've got one there, and then the second one, you've got your tape in there. You're going to line the edge of this up. Yes, I am, Lisa. As of lunchtime today. So we're just going to line that up with the fold there and get it kind of centered across the label there, like so. Yeah, fun and games, eh? Fun and games. So now you have a piece that looks like that. Alright, so it looks a bit odd, but that's what your piece looks like. Yeah, I know. I'm dropping like flies, man. I went and did patrols this morning as a because somebody else was away, and then it's going to be, now it's my turn that I needed someone to cover. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put, so you can't really fold it that way, but you're going to put some tape on the smaller bit, right on the right hand edge. All right, so we're just going to pop a piece of tape on here. You can use glue for both of these. You just need to have the time to sit and wait for it, and I don't want you guys sitting there waiting while I wait for the glue to dry. So that's why I haven't. So then we're going to pop this in. So you have your designer series paper up the right way, you have your pieces up the right way, and you're going to slide that into your your slot, and then you want to get your, you don't want that to stick just yet, so hold it up. You kind of want to line that up so that it's nice and straight, but I want the hole poking out a bit more. So I'm going to pop that there and then just have it, and you just, yeah, more card making time. I know. I was like, what can I do? I do have to do some work though, but it's not kind of the same as, not kind of the same as having to go to work. Although it took me 11 minutes to get to work today. That was damn impressed. I was so impressed with that. I don't think it's ever taken me 11 minutes. It's always been at least 17. All right, through here, I'm going to pop some ribbon. Just going to cut some nice white seam binding ribbon because it's nice and soft. So soft that the pin won't come out of it. I think my brother just messaged me. He may have been watching. Or he's talked to my dad. So I've just got a piece of the crinkled white seam binding ribbon, which is really nice and soft and pliable, and I'm just going to loop it through. You can either loop it through like this, like I have, or just get a smaller piece and loop it. You don't even need a hole then. You could just put two pieces, fold it over and staple it, or put a brad or something like that, or a pin. Yeah, me too, but it's looking inevitable, Catherine, I think. Yeah. And it was Piper that was the one that we thought was going to be the one that we had to worry about. Anyway, I think it's just, being in Auckland, there's just so much of it, you just don't know where you're going, and who doesn't have it? So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that over the next 10 days it doesn't happen. Alright, so we're going to use dimensionals on this because we want to make sure that the edge of your card, your designer series paper, is higher, because otherwise it's going to make it harder for that to slide out a bit more. So I'm putting quite a lot because I want to keep it well balanced on there. So like that. All right, and because you've taped it down here, it won't move too much. I've made my hole a little bit big, but like I said, when it's on there, you won't actually see it because it's kind of hidden. Oh, you might see it, but that's okay. Actually, I just need to trim. Something went wrong with my trimmer there. It's a bit catchy and sticky up. Alright, so put that away too soon. That's what happens when I start talking. Alrighty. Okay, so holding that together, you're just going to pop this centered onto. This is where I went wrong last time. Thanks, Debs. Nice for you to pop in. I hope you're feeling a little bit better. Alright, so there like that, and then you've got your little window that pops open, and then we'll pop our piece inside. Oh, we've got 10 lovely ladies on tonight. That gives me hope that some of you might be able to make some cards and share them with us all. Brightens my day, and at the moment, that would be really appreciated. Matt's not very good at staying home and doing nothing, so He's been home since about 9 o'clock this morning and bored already. So that does not bode well for the next 9 days. Alright, so that's our card, and then that's our inside. And I'm really liking this paper. I'm really liking this paper. It was one that I looked, and I haven't got the stamp set either, which is why I haven't used it. But I looked at it in the catalogue and thought, yeah, maybe I'll get it. But I haven't. I don't like all of them. When you see it in person, that's one of the great things of having the, let me get my rubbish out of the way, having that designer series paper share, is that you get to see it in real life, and it looks so different. Now, this is the difference between the one that I originally had with the original measurements and this one here. So it comes out a little bit further. And also, I think my slit was over to the left-hand side a little bit more. But either way, still opens really nicely and still closes. And if you have got one, if you leave it as the original measurements that I've put on there, if you pull it out and put a piece of ribbon on, it's not going to matter. The only thing I found is don't put a really thick piece. I had some of that frayed ribbon that I'd stapled on, and it kind of got stuck. So you need a thinner, lighter ribbon for that, but otherwise, really effective. So those are our cards for tonight. So I do hope, Catherine, that you do find some time to do that. It would be lovely to see. My ribbon's coming off. Pull that a bit tighter. There we go. So it'll be lovely to see everyone's cards. Now we are a little bit over time, so let me flip onto the right screen. 8 lovelies. Look at that pretty colour wheel. Although it's kind of weird how I've got 2 colours the same, one after the other. Oh, that's okay, Andrea. I'm sure that we'd love to see it when you do get a chance to make it anyway. So feel free to share it. And I hope you're having a good time away. That would be nice till Sunday night. Okay, so we've got Alison, Heather, Glenna, Sue, Sandria, Andrea, Tracy, and Lisa. Please let me know really quickly if I've missed you. Facebook was having a bit of a mare tonight, just before I came on, and it wouldn't load. So I think I managed to get everyone, but just in case there was a last-minute one from last Sunday. No? Okie doke. Here we go, ladies. Good luck. Who's it gonna be? Heather! Whoop, whoop. Well done, Heather. Congratulations. How scary am I? Yeah, a little bit. Congratulations. Lighting's really bad tonight. Sorry about that. I will send you a message to organise your prize. And yeah, look forward to seeing the creations of yours that have like a little pop-up. Alrighty, take care, enjoy your week, or the rest of your week, what's left of it, the 2 more days, and I will see you Sunday night. Alrighty, so yeah, take care, bye.